beautiful, isn't it?
It's amazing. Hi, I'm Will from Tested.
I'm Adam.
We're here today to do something that has long been requested.
Repeatedly, rigorously
single
requested.
video for the last year. Adam, it's time for your extended daily carry.
My extended daily carry, yes.
This is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of this until a couple years ago, but people are into the tools and implements and items and things that you carry in your pocket that help you be better at, I guess, living life, right?
Yes, yes. And it's interesting. I think that everybody might think that I wear like a multi-tool on my belt or a knife on my belt, and interestingly enough, that is not part of my everyday carry.
Really?
Yeah, although a microphone tends to be.
Yeah, you always have at least one microphone, sometimes two, it turns out.
It is.
Okay, so let's start with the most important and go to least important, I guess. The stuff you use most, I mean, or whatever order you want. What's your number one implement?
I will empty my pockets and lay it out.
Perfect.
I'll tell you I'm very, very rigorous about everything goes in the same place every single day.
Phone's for left pocket?
Yeah.
And in the right pocket?
The moment I got a cell phone in the mid-90s, I was like, oh, okay, my right-hand pocket will always be for the cell phone and nothing else ever goes in that pocket.
Interesting.
So we've got the cell phone.
Okay. So this is an iPhone 5.
With an element, anodized aluminum element case. You can only put it on with an Allen wrench. I love this case because it's light and it actually, I don't feel it in my pocket.
It doesn't look like much of a case, but it seems like it's enough that you haven't broken your phone since you got it.
It's truly, and I've broken, like, I think by some count maybe 16 different iPhones since they first came out, like shattered and smashed.
It's an expensive habit.
Yeah. This case I actually learned about from Tracy Desjardins. This is the case she had when we did the omelet video, and I immediately went out and got it. I'm very happy with it. There's my wallet.
Okay. That is a leather billfold.
It is a leather billfold. This one's actually from the Paul Smith store in New York. I love his design, and it's actually weathered incredibly well. It's got an apple on because it was part of his the anniversary of the New York store.
Okay.
And
it's just a do-fold. It's thin.
This is actually the way that I like it. Credit cards. I almost never carry money. I'm like Steve McQueen.
I like the purple lining though. That's good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So I like a thin billfold. When I drive, this comes out of my pocket and usually goes into my breast pocket because it starts to throw my back out.
Yeah. As we get older. We learn. Yeah. You're not supposed to have stuff in your back pockets.
So then in my left pocket go, my keys. Let's be careful about filming these since copies can be made from stills, right?
I've never actually seen that done, but I've wanted to try it for a long time.
Theoretically possible, so I'm going to hide the, I do have a 32 gigabyte flash drive attached to my keychain.
Now you could pull that out with a pair of pliers if it breaks off in there. That's crazy. It's just the stump.
Yes. Yeah, and I actually only recently met somebody who had this on their keychain, and I was like, that's a great idea. And in the 2 months that I've been using it, saved my ass so many times to have this.
I went through that for a long time, and I carried a USB thing on my keychain for years and years, and then I've kind of fallen off with the rise of Dropbox and all that kind of stuff instead. So it's interesting to see it there. And then
my remove before
dongle.
flight. This is actually quite useful for me as well. I have two keys. I usually carry my car key, and these are my house and shop and keys to M5, etc. The lanyard here, this label, actually makes it really easy to find these keys. And if you know anything about me, I don't love the looking around and the hunting for stuff. So this allows me to access the keys
it's a great
quite
big
quickly.
red thing. You're not going to miss it.
Yeah, no, and it's easy to grab inside my pocket. Now. Fisher Space Pen.
That's a good one.
That has also this came about recently with the field notes. You gave this to me, and
they sent us a care package.
Care package. This has become an absolutely vital part of my everyday carry.
I carry those things in my back pocket. Like it's either in my bag, which is where mine is right now, or in the back pocket. I like that it's graph paper.
It's graph paper. I can actually take real notes. This is fine for that movie whose title I don't want to forget, but I do sketches and stuff like that all the time.
If you're doing a circuit diagram or figuring out how long a piece of wood needs to be, the graph paper is much better than the phone, I find.
Yeah. I also have resisted the Fisher Space Pen for years.
Really?
Not out of any, I just said it's there, that's fine for it. But when you handed me this, I put it in my pocket and I thought, I don't feel it in my pocket. That is critical. It's so easy to keep there that it's been in my pocket every day since you gave me this.
Smaller than chapstick.
Smaller than chapstick, I love that.
And I mean, we should show how it works, but you pull it open and it's, you know,
It's a full-size pen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost done. Okay, this is the thing that turns out to be the most useful thing, a flashlight.
Little flashlights are really, so this is, I assume, an LED flashlight?
It's an LED flashlight. This is probably a 1 watt. It's quite bright.
Okay.
This is not my ideal kind of flashlight. I break every flashlight.
Now, you had a different flashlight for a while.
I did. I had a jet beam stainless steel flashlight. I lost it on my last tour trip. It's somehow in a hotel room somewhere. It rolled under a table and I missed it. So this flashlight, this is a AAA flashlight. It satisfies a couple of my conditions in that it's really small. It takes a standard size battery.
Yeah.
That
CR123.
I hate those things.
Disaster.
I can't stand them. Give me a AA or a AAA.
3 volts though. I mean, 3 volts is pretty good.
But it's not necessary. Give me a AA or a AAA. The LEDs are super bright now. The only thing this has that I don't like is that you have to twist it to turn it on. I'd rather have an end switch, but I just haven't gotten around to getting one.
Well, I think on your last flashlight, you had actually done some work to make it
Well,
recessed,
that's the
right?
thing is I like a proud end switch. I don't like a recessed end switch. I'm very specific.
See, I'm the exact opposite way.
I also don't like a rubber end switch. I find that those break on me. And I like a metal end switch. I also, all these flashlights that are being released now, if you go up, look up Phoenix or other major brand makers of small flashlights, they have all these different modes. I don't want any of those. I want on and off. I don't need signal. I don't need Morse code. I don't
like
need
dim.
bright. No, I don't even need that. I don't even need focus. I just want, this is, and I swear, people joke with me about having this flashlight. I use this thing 30 times a day. Look for stuff under a table to see something more exactly.
It's being able to make light is the thing that basically separates us from the animals. So that's a pretty good haul.
That's not all.
Okay.
There's also the watch. I never leave home without this. This is, I think, one of the most beautiful watches ever made. It's an Omega Seamaster.
It's a gorgeous chronometer, right?
It is a chronometer. It is James Bond's watch from Casino Royale. My wife bought it for me as a present when we renegotiated our Mythbusters contract.
Oh, okay. It is not a small purchase.
It is not a small purchase, but it is one of my favorite things in the world. So this is the never leave home without it. Goes on the bedside table every single night. Adam Savage's emergency survival kit.
So no knives.
No knives.
No prying instruments really, except for I guess keys.
Yeah, you know, the Leatherman I wear often when I'm working, but at the same time, it's still not part of my daily routine.
Well, and you travel a lot, so when you're on an airplane, you can't carry a Leatherman.
That's the problem. I've given several Leatherman to the TSA.
Yeah, you don't want to do that too often. So I guess that'll do it for us today. We have more awesome stuff on Tested soon. Thank you as always, Adam.
Absolutely.
Pleasure.
Thanks for requesting. I'm glad we were finally able to deliver the EDC.
See you guys next time.